Ooh, I'm forgetting the most important part of a podcast right now. What the fuck?
What?
I forgot my beer.
Oh, go grab a brew
God
real fast,
damn.
man.
Damn.
I'm drinking expensive tonight with the generic Mountain Dew.
Ooh, Mountain Explosion. I love the generic names. I don't know why the generic names are always much more fun than the actual name brand stuff, like Dr. Pepper or like Dr. Thunder or like Dr.
Right.
Flavor or something.
I didn't feel like driving to town this week, so I got half-ass groceries from a dollar store. It's like I could drive to town, but nah.
Sometimes that's plenty, man. I feel like the dollar stores always have more snacks, like more interesting snacks. Like they have better candy for sure.
Right. Well, every time I go to Walmart, I spend like a minimum of $100
in snacks.
No, just in everything. Foods, but then I'll walk by. It's like, oh, I like that T-shirt. I'll grab it. Walk through automotive. It's like, oh yeah, my car could use an oil change. Let's get the oil filter while I'm here. And
I could use the sweet Daffy Duck steering wheel cover.
Yes.
Oh man, I do that all the time too, man. Like don't even bring me near the sweets aisle, like where they have the little Debbies and shit, because they'll have like those strawberry shortcake rolls, and I'll be like, oh god, we need to go now before I make horrible decisions.
See, I'm the opposite though. Like I'm like constantly ripping Karen because Karen's like, okay, we're gonna eat healthy now. And then we go down like one of those aisles, and I'm like, we don't need to go down here. And she's like, yeah, but like the kids and like their school. And I'm like, we have one kid in school, and she fucking doesn't eat anything. She doesn't need any of this. Yep. And she's like, well, let's just get 15 packs of fucking Half Moons and maybe 4 packs of fucking Goldfish.
What's a Half Moon?
Like a Joe Louis, but like half of it.
What the fuck's a Joe Louis? What?
What?
I don't know what any of that that must be a Canada thing. Oh yeah. What it do, listeners? My name is Aaron. To quote Gandhi, move bitch, get out the way.
And my name is Jerry, and I am legally allowed to pet your dog.
And this is SuperPod Saga. Legally allowed. That's right, listeners. Hey, welcome back. Thank you for listening once more. This is SuperPod Saga. I'm going to lower my chair a little bit. There we go. Yes, indeed. This is SuperPod Saga, the podcast where Jerry
lower that attitude too.
Okay, lower that ass. The podcast where Jerry and I discuss a different video game topic each week with different guests, hang out, have fun, talk video games and video game accessories and the like. Before we do that, we've got a guest with us today, a brand new face on SuperPod Saga. It's Leathco. Hello.
Yo, I am Leathco from the Afterglow podcast. We have tens of listeners. Could you possibly get us in the 20s? Let's find out.
Let's do it. I'm certainly hoping so, man. If the listeners have never heard your show before, go ahead and pop your show in there. Tell us all about yourself, your podcast, where they can find it. And how about your favorite snack cake, your favorite little Debbie or whatever brands that they might have in, like, say, Canada for Jerry's turn.
Well, as far as my show, I usually cover one game per episode. It can go anywhere from 15 minutes to 2 hours, depending on if I'm by myself and who's with me. Go over mostly my memories of the game, and I'll go a little bit into the game, but there's a crap ton of other shows that do a better job of reviews than myself. So I usually focus on my memories of the game. I described the show as back whenever you got on like eBay and you bought a new cartridge video game, you got it in, and it had the rental stickers and everything on it. You kind of wonder, what's the story behind that sticker? That's why I kind of think my show does.
That's cool.
As far as snack cakes, the peanut butter wafer bars are awesome.
Oh, like the what are they called? It's like Nutty Buddy or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. Nutter butter, maybe.
We don't have peanut butter in Canada.
Oh, that's
a lie. You can't fool me once. Goddamn you! Fool me twice. Goddamn you again. Yeah, where can people find your show? Like, go ahead and plug your socials.
I don't really do much as far as social media. Most of my stuff is through your major podcasts like Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music,
Mhm.
just the usual podcast places where you go to search for your podcasts. I'm on pretty well all of them.
Nice,
Nice.
man.
As far as socials, the closest thing I have is a Discord, which you can find
Ooh.
in the show notes page.
Right on, man. Yeah, and I'll have a link to all that stuff. And yeah, looking in your podcast description, yeah, friend of the show, Secret Levels. I've never met the dudes. I'm in their server. They seem pretty cool.
Those two are hilarious. They put on a great show.
That's
I
awesome,
cannot
man.
recommend them enough.
We were supposed Jerry and I were supposed to be in their Retro Olympics, but we both had stuff come up, like Jerry planned for the wrong day, and then
It was the wrong day, and then my back was like, guess what, motherfucker? I'm gonna break.
Well, hopefully they can get you in next time, because I was looking forward to competing against you all.
Oh my gosh,
Oh,
yeah,
shit.
we just had a retro trivia game show for our other show that we do together, Retro Rehab,
Mm-hmm.
and it was pretty fun. Yeah, man, I'm a big fan of trivia. I guess
I realized how little I know about retro games. Like I'm a huge enthusiast of Mega Man games, and like I was embarrassed like by some of the questions that were asked about Mega Man that I was just like, I don't fucking know, dude.
That is actually an ongoing thing for the Retro Olympics whenever I compete now. For listeners, my Discord avatar and everything is all Mega Man. Like, whenever I go into a voice chat, the Mega Man teleport in sounds comes in. If I miss a Mega Man question, I have to change everything.
You can add a cool like entrance sound to when you jump into a Discord call or something?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah, go into your settings on there. There should be an option in there for it if you do the Nitro stuff.
Yeah, this is true.
That is true. Sorry, my 12-year-old wanted to know how to... He's trying to open a bag of pizza rolls.
Aren't those perforated these days?
I don't think so, no. They're still just
really?
the bag, and you have to like tear them open. Or
Dad,
use
how many
scissors.
licks does it take to get to the center of a pizza roll?
Just one, son, and then you pop it in whole. Speaking of popping in holes, Jerry, what are we talking about today?
Popping holes, man. That's all we do all day long. We're just popping those holes.
Wonderful.
No, we're going to talk about some best pack-ins. And by that, we mean like games that launched with a console or had a console that eventually down the line had some sort of a pack-in. Like, hey,
Like a
if you
bundle?
buy the console, you also get this game. And it's like maybe a special edition of the console, too. There's so many different ones. I immediately, like, 3 just popped in my head, and I'm sticking with them. They're not the all-time best, but they're ones that I think are the go-tos for today.
Fuck yeah. Yeah, before we get to that, for listeners, if you love the show, please give us a rating or review, whatever you're listening to us on, please. I beg of you, I'll wash your car. Please do it. If you really, really love the show, go check us out on superpod.work.com. All the other things we do. Listen to Retro Rehab and Super Ghost Radio and all that stuff. And if you really, really love the show, maybe go subscribe to us on Patreon for $2 or $4 a month, because there's lots of cool bonus content and get early access to main episodes and all that stuff. Enough of that. Let's get on with it.
Let's dig in.
Yeah, who wants to go first? Do you want to go first, Leathco?
If you want, I do have some unique picks in here, but I might save one of them for later. I will start off with the 6-pack for the Sega Genesis. It was a later cartridge that came out for it, but it included 6 different games that were all early hits in the Sega Genesis. You had the original Sonic the Hedgehog, Streets of Rage, Golden Axe, Columns, Super Hang-On. Like, just heavy hitters. It released towards the end of the Genesis, but it was really cool back in the day. If you got a Genesis kind of late in the game, and you immediately started out with like 6 must-haves in the collection,
Oh, yeah.
just would have been an amazing pickup as a kid. Like, I got my copy like in a bargain bin like used. And even whenever I got them, I'm like, holy crap, how they cram all this on here, Because that's 6 fantastic early Sega games.
Yeah, that
I
was
mean, just getting Streets of Rage and Sonic was like that's enough there. I mean, you could die happy after that.
in
Yeah,
Columns, which is like infinitely fucking replayable. One of the coolest Sega exclusive puzzle games, man. That's such a good one.
I
too.
just thought that Collins was like poor man's Tetris.
No, it's different. It's good.
I forgot to
prove it.
mention the 6th game too, which was Revenge of Shinobi was on there as well.
Ooh, yeah,
So,
Revenge
like,
of Shinobi is good shit.
Just
That's a
a
good one.
ridiculous collection. Like you could get that cart with your Genesis and you'd be set.
I like
Let alone have the rest of them.
I like that they called it the 6-pack, dude. Like, hey man, want to come over tonight and grab a 6-pack and play the 6-pack? Like,
Mom,
Come
can
on.
I get a 6-pack, please?
oh shit, he ain't trick her to buy you alcohol. Okay, son, here you go. She gives you like some PBR.
Mom, can I have a Sega 6-pack? We got 6-pack at home. Looking is just like some drunk dad with like a fucking stack of Bud Lights.
Well, unfortunately, after the Little Debbie cakes, it's the only 6-pack I ever had.
Oh man. All right.
Yeah, Aaron, fuck you and your metabolism.
I can't help. It's genetics, man. I'm trying.
And a head of hair while we're at it.
Yeah, god damn it.
I'm sorry, dude.
Resign.
Damn you, your superior genetics.
Shit, I don't know about superior. God damn, my teeth are like fucking fragile.
He touches them and they just all start to crack.
Like sun-baked porcelain. My first game, by the way, we'll go with Metroid Prime. This
For the Sega Genesis.
yeah, the Sega Genesis. Holy shit. Yeah, I got Metroid Prime with my GameCube, which I got like my original GameCube that I got as a kid, way back in the day for one of my birthdays, I forget. There was the black GameCube, came with the black controller, but no memory card, which is still weird. Remember when like games required you to have a memory card to save, but the consoles or games didn't come with a memory card? That's still weird, but whatever. So fucking any progress I made, we would either have to like reset it the following day or just leave the GameCube on. And Metroid Prime isn't a short game. I mean, it's short, I guess, by today's standards, but like,
Well, I mean, it's got replayability though. Like if you want to like 100% it, I would say that's a really good pack-in though, because it'll keep you
That's
busy.
true.
It's not like you're gonna finish it in a day.
I would also say it's not short if you don't know what you're doing and where you're going. And
Yeah,
no one goes in knowing the game.
No,
that's
the
true.
first time playing that game, like you're like, I don't know, like me, the first time playing it, you're just super sucked into this world and you're just scanning every little thing
Yeah.
and like just taking in all the environments and stuff. I wouldn't say it's a short game. I actually think it's a brilliant pack-in for the GameCube.
And it's cool how like so up until this point you get to Super Metroid and it's like, okay, now where the fuck do they go with the series as far as like 2D Metroid goes? And of course they did Fusion, but like but with Metroid Prime it's just insane that they took this 2D like gigantic world and just and it somehow made it into a fucking first person game with basically like a living breathing not ecology, environment, like this environment of like different creatures doing their daily little bullshit activity. Well, not daily, but yeah, creatures
I
just
have
wandering around.
A
and-
confession to make though about Metroid Prime.
yes.
The first time I seen Metroid Prime, I was like, this is not my Metroid. I'm never going to play this. Like instantly, I was like, this is not for me. And it wasn't until my friend was like, fuck this. And he brought his GameCube to my house because it was the most portable console at the time.
Yeah, with the
That wasn't a
handle.
portable console, like a handheld. Yeah, it had a fucking handle for Christ's sake. So he just waltzed over to my house with fucking all his cables and shit and hooked it up and was like, you're playing this now. And that day was the day that I was like, yeah, I gotta get a fucking GameCube. This is crazy. And I also that day was like, oh, maybe I don't hate Wind Waker. There's both of those games. I was like, nope, not having it. It's too different.
I'm also gonna make a confession. When I first played Metroid, well, I guess Metroid Prime was my first Metroid, and I had no idea there were other Metroids leading up to that. So when I heard that there were ones on like Super Nintendo and shit, I was like, no, that's not Metroid.
Oh,
this,
wow.
This on the GameCube is Metroid. What's that?
You're hurting my soul right now. Holy shit.
See, I
How
had
do I get off
skipped
this
the
call?
GameCube and had an Xbox, so I didn't play a Prime game until Prime 3. And that was my
Damn, holy
introduction to the
shit.
Prime series, which was really different because you had the nunchuck and the Wiimote, and you're having to do all the moves and whatnot.
Yeah, dude, doing the YMCA and stuff just to shoot the cannon and shit.
Well, I liked the mechanic of like having like throw your grapple beam. I
That
thought
is
that was
cool.
neat. So
I've
I
never
didn't-
played Prime 3. Is it good?
Oh, it's fantastic. I love it.
I should play that.
But yeah, I didn't play 1 or 2 until after 3, so I experienced the story totally backwards.
You
Play
were
it
like,
in reverse.
I'm gonna make it my life's mission to experience the story in reverse. So you went 3, 2, 1.
I'm gonna pretend
I
Tarantino
went
directed
3-1-2.
this game.
It was even worse.
3-1-2?
Yeah, I went 3-1-2 with it.
Oh, it's almost like Devil May Cry, dude. 3, 1, 4, 2. So close. when Metroid Prime 2 came out and there was that weird multiplayer in it, my cousins and I played the fuck out of that. It wasn't the best multiplayer in a Nintendo game or a GameCube game for that matter, but it was fun to goof around on. And like, I think they had multiplayer only weapons that you could use, like homing missiles, I think. If I'm
I just had a
remembering
thought.
right. Yes.
Isn't it weird how like Nintendo games, like made by Nintendo, to me, this is my opinion, they don't typically have the best crafted multiplayer because they focus on the core game. Whereas like when you think of a lot of games these days that are like so focused on a multiplayer that they just lose the rest of the fucking game. Like, I mean, look at the Call of Duties that come out. Those campaigns have been ass for so long, and then like they're like, yeah, but that fucking multiplayer though, you gotta get in there on that multiplayer. But I always found that Nintendo has always been like, yeah, we'll give you a really good core, solid like the core of the game, but the multiplayer is just kind of thrown in there.
I mean,
I can see that for a lot of them, yeah.
yeah, I suppose so. Maybe like, I guess yeah, because with
I think the
Star
only-
Fox, it was kind of half-assed and like
The only two that I can think of off the top of my head that are actually good are Mario Kart and Smash.
those are made for multiplayer,
Right, but that's what
Yeah.
I'm saying. Like,
Yeah,
That also ties in with their online network too, because their online network seems to be a few steps behind everyone else as well.
yeah, 'cause
It's meant
Nintendo's just gonna
to
do what
get
they
you
do.
Yeah.
yeah, dude. The only way to make
Only way to make what, Aaron?
their online shit work, like when I played Smash Ultimate Online for a little while there, the only way to make it bearable was to have that LAN adapter, the USB LAN adapter. But you shouldn't have to buy an adapter for the online to work.
No,
It's
that's
stupid.
crazy.
Yeah,
That's crazy by today's standards.
by today's standards.
One would say you shouldn't have to use your cell phone for voice chat, but
Yeah, that's also
That's
insane. And the
stupid.
fact that it was only added like 2 years ago ish. Like it wasn't even that long ago. They added that. And they were like, guess what, gamers? Here we go. Nintendo's
geeks?
Yeah. Coming to the Nintendo Switch. And their stupid little direct voice. I hate that voice.
The USB LAN adapter with its own fucking direct, dude.
it has Bluetooth and a headphone jack right there.
Yeah.
Dude, it's almost
Um,
like it's just like paying $700 for a whole ass console with no disc drive. What's up with that? I'm throwing
I
shade
did.
at the PS5
Well, I mean,
Pro.
I didn't get a pro. I'm not going to get a Pro, but I got the discless PS5.
But that was like 500 though, right?
I saved $100.
That price worked so well for the 3DO and the Neo Geo.
I seen a thing too recently
Foreshadowing.
how they were like, "Oh, you think the PS5 Pro is expensive? The fucking CDI was like $1,000." when it launched. Yeah, it was
with
like
the fucking spoon controller thing.
The CDI was like way more expensive by today's standards.
And it was just a gigantic fucking turd too.
Yeah, it did not last.
No.
My immediate thought when I think of best video game pack-in is always Super Mario World on the Super Nintendo. But the more I thought about it, I was like, that is, and I might be looking at it with rose-tinted glasses because that was literally the first console I ever got. So technically it was the first like console game I ever had too. And I mean, pretty fucking, I like you win the lottery when you're a kid and your Super Nintendo is your first console with Super Mario World. But then the more I thought about it, I was like, but is it the best? It's really fucking good, but is it the best? Like, does it showcase everything? Maybe, but not as much as Wii Sports did on the fucking Wii. God damn, dude.
That's the ultimate pack-in.
Wii Sports,
shit.
Like, conceptually, it's like, this is just kind of like a demo disc, right? But then you realize, like, every single time I showed somebody the Wii, even when I had, like, Twilight Princess and I had a bunch of other games for the Wii, the immediate thing to show them was always Wii Sports. And the Wii just came with it until... Wasn't there like one Wii that didn't? Wasn't it like... It might have even been that red one that was exclusive to Canada. It was like a digital-only Wii.
Yeah, the Wii Mini or something.
Yeah. But other than that, like I'm pretty sure every other Wii, even when there was like other pack-ins with the Wii, I'm pretty sure it still came with Wii Sports. Whether it was like already installed just like on the system or whatever. But Wii Sports... to me was like the definitive way to showcase what the Wii is. Like you could sit down grandma and be like, Grandma, I'm going to get you to hold this fucking dildo wand. And I just want you to start swinging.
Grandma, I'm going to whoop your fucking old crusty ass in some Wii bowling.
But then the
This
second
in your hand, does that bring back memories?
Dude, do you guys remember getting clapped up by Matt?
Was that the one like dark complexioned me that would just annihilate you in boxing?
Yes, that was Matt, and he was a son of a bitch.
He is
like you'd be like rocking out. You'd be like, man, this game ain't shit. It's just some little like demo thing, and then you get to Matt, the final boss of Wii Sports. Is that like
final boss? Toughest video game bosses number 1, Matt from Wii Boxing. Dude,
you see that motherfucker enter the ring, you may as well just start clapping your own cheeks.
You immediately throw in the towel. Fuck, that game gives you like unlimited, like you get unlimited fucking playtime out of that game. Like I must have played Wii bowling up into the 300 hours back when I played with my cousins all the goddamn time. I would go over there only for Wii Sports, mostly Wii bowling. And Smash Bros. And that's all we played on this fucking Wii.
Yep, it was good. And man, the music is like Yep.
I actually know people who bought a Wii with Wii Sports and never got another game for
it. You almost
They're
don't.
The OGs.
Like what else?
This is all I need. This is all I need.
Truck.
That wasn't a terrible game.
Grandparents and whatnot. I know of many grandparents who actually got the system and never got another game.
That's just like all the old people who got an Xbox 360 just for Netflix and Peggle.
Fucking Peggle.
Dude, I worked for Xbox customer service for a little bit, and yeah, there were a lot of old people that would call in with account issues because that was when you needed to have gold for Netflix, and they'd be like, "Oh, I only use it for Netflix and Peggle." Like, well, all right. I mean, you could just buy a fucking DVD
You heard of
player.
Netflix and chill. Well, the old people, they like to call it Netflix and Peggle.
Netflix and Peggle, dude. The difference between Peggle and
You're like, what's your
is...
yeah, I was just gonna say, what's your favorite level in Peggle? Fucking Beatrice, and she's like, what are you talking about, Peggle? I just slap on this fucking strap on and give it to fucking Jarvis every night.
My
we get
disability.
we get 2 episodes into the office, and then, well, here we go.
My Medicaid don't cover pegging.
He can take the whole thing now.
Holy shit.
Poor Jarvis.
Could you imagine that shit at a
This
family
new one that takes batteries took a quarter of our Social Security.
The Wii Motion Plus was the best sensation I ever felt.
I don't even need Jarvis anymore.
Oh, God.
Please transition us out of this.
No, we're staying in it for a second.
Let's
I
go.
want to live here. I want to live here, man. I just want to live in it.
Please,
like
hamburger,
so-
help me.
It's so thick and disgusting and not right, but like right. It's right, but it's wrong, but right.
Like Velveeta.
Come here, Jarvis. Pour some of that Velveeta all over my nipples.
I hope you bought the name brand this time and not the generic.
Oh,
That
man.
breaks-
You made...
That generic stuff breaks me out.
Why don't you run down the street and go get Jeremiah, and we'll have some more fun.
You made me laugh so hard my camera froze.
That's true.
Fuck
I
it,
should take
whatever.
I'm taking a fucking screenshot of this shit.
Do it. What you got for us next? Let's go.
Okay, I'm going to throw a curveball with this one because it's not exactly a console. I'm going to throw out Solitaire for Microsoft Windows.
Oh shit!
Ooh, okay. No, that counts.
I didn't even consider that shit.
I did. Yeah, fuck.
So it has been with Windows since version 3.11. So
That was
back before
DOS, right?
95. That was, yeah, pretty well DOS with the Windows wrapper. But it has been with Windows the entire time, all the way up through Windows 11, where Solitaire is still a free download from the Microsoft Store.
God
And
damn.
I would claim that none of us would know how to play Solitaire if it weren't for the fact that we're sitting in middle school, grade school, bored in a computer lab, and there is one game in that system, and it's Solitaire.
Dude,
So if
the
it
way that
wasn't
the
for that-
cards, the cascading cards when you used to win.
Yep.
Oh my god, that was like insanely satisfying.
And the fact that Microsoft has packed that in every version of Windows just is insane to me. It makes it probably the longest running pack-in game I can come up with.
That's a really good one. That's a really solid curveball, dude. I never would have expected that. What?
You're a fucking picture right now, dude, for the listeners.
Dude, do you want me to turn it off?
Now turn it back on. This is why we need to start recording video, man.
just
Just so we can
the whole
publicly
time?
shame you for all your technical difficulties.
Fuck. I don't. Maybe
that's
it's
beautiful.
maybe it's my USB hub, dude. I have a little hub with like 8 extra USB ports on it because my laptop doesn't have a whole lot. So maybe it's
Yeah,
that.
don't be
know.
plugging in no hubs, man.
Plug you into a hub.
Well, are we going back to the pegging again?
Oh shit! Yeah, that's like my pegging
Come on
hub.
and plug me into the hub, Jarvis.
I remember I got a little bit of spit on my monitor. Holy shit!
That's the real reason you turned the camera off, because he's just been spitting on it.
Yeah, just like I do to Jarvis with the pegging hub. Anyway, I think it was.
Come get your liver and onions, Jarvis.
Shut the fuck. Didn't Solitaire have like 6 different modes with it too on some versions, like Spider Solitaire and like
Oh yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I can't think of anything. There's like Waterfall Solitaire.
that was
or
the
something like
DLC.
that. Yeah. And it's free DLC.
What's crazy is that other games have come and gone for it too. Like Minesweeper has not been included with all of them, and I thought it was, but whenever I went back, no. Solitaire hasn't. Minesweeper hasn't. Now my favorite is still Space Cadet Pinball,
Yeah,
but that was only with like 1 or 2 versions, I think. Whereas Solitaire, again, it's been with them since the beginning up to current
Ooh.
day.
Oh, here's a good one. It's not one of my picks, but here's a really stupid one. Remember when you get your brand new Nokia flip phone, right? And it comes with Snake. That
Mhm.
shit was pretty cool.
that was tight. Yeah.
That was awesome to actually have a game you could play on the go that had a battery life better than, an hour.
The fucking Game Gear, which took like 6 batteries and lasted half an hour or whatever.
You turn it on and it starts humming. It's like, what?
Holy shit.
And you had to like hold that thing like directly in front of your face, or else like if you had any kind of angle on the screen, you couldn't see shit.
Oh,
You get all
god damn.
washed out looking.
Thank God for IPS panels, dude.
Thank God for the Game Boy, is what you meant to say.
Yeah.
Nothing against There's good Game Gear games, but
thank God for Pea Soup.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Give me that Pea
You're
Soup every day.
Slowly cranking the contrast higher and higher as your batteries start to go.
I'm gonna get every last ounce of juice out of these batteries just like I would Jarvis. My next game is Splatoon. Oh,
Waiting for you to Splatoon all over me, Jarvis.
Splatoon all over my face, John. Oh, fuck, man.
Go grab my cross stitch and wipe it off, please.
Stitch. Go grab the quilt I've been working on for 35 years.
But don't wipe it off with a grandchild's face. That's not good.
Just grabbing the entire grandchild and wiping your face off with it.
Oh my god.
Oh man, okay, so
That's why we call it the family quilt.
Oh shit.
Oh.
One of my old roommates bought the Splatoon bundle, or he bought a Splatoon Wii U bundle, and he also grabbed a copy of Smash Bros. And Mario Kart and one other game that I forget. But watching someone play Splatoon for the first time, first off, not having any idea at all what the fuck Splatoon even is or what it's supposed to be, watching him play that game, I was like, dude, this actually looks like it fucks real hard, and it did. It was just this third-person shooter.
Fucks harder than Jarvis.
No, yeah, the other way around. He's the one that's getting fucked.
Sometimes.
Learn your pegging. Anyway.
If he's getting cucked, does that make him a third-person shooter?
Oh!
Poor Jarvis. He just wanted to retire in peace.
Third
You
person
just sit in
cum
that
shooter.
chair over there.
Dude, if I had a cuck chair, I'd make it into like a throne. Have, like, cool cup holders.
Go on, honey, we're
and,
having company over. Go get the good cuck chair out.
Not that.
The one with the pillows on it.
The regular one is just one of those like really weird like tri-fold lawn chairs, but like the good one is this like lazy boy with it's got plug-in USB and shit.
Lube on demand.
Oh yeah, it's got a little pump. It's got like
A little pump, like the rapper. He's just there with a bottle of lube, like.
No, it's got like Dr. Seuss like robo hands with the white gloves and shit, and it's like your lube master. Just shoots it out of its finger.
Go on,
Anyways,
Jarvis, go on and get silky.
Splatoon. So holy shit, yeah, third person shooter. You go around the map. Basically, you claim turf by inking everywhere, much like Jarvis would, and you just cover as much of the map as you can. Jerry's dead.
I'm still here.
Jerry crashed into a fucking wall and died.
Keep going.
But yeah, so each team has a different color, and you have different weapons you can choose from that shoot ink in different patterns and in different ways, I guess, because like you can get little squirt guns or like a sniper rifle kind of thing, or like a paint roller brush, and yeah, you just cover as much turf as you can, and then eventually time is up. I think it's the rounds are like maybe 3 or 4 minutes, I think, maybe even 5. Once time's up, they'll tally like how much turf each side has, and whoever of course has the most wins. And then I think there's other game modes.
If I remember right, you can take out members of the opposing team by painting them and then force them to respawn back at home.
Yep, exactly. Yeah, and it gives you more time to cover more turf. And yeah, if you have like a good a good amount of teamwork. Yeah, you're constantly taking them out, sending them back to home, making them go through that respawn timer again, and just taking more and more of their turf and just steamrolling them. Dude, it's so fun. I played way more of Splatoon 2 than I did the first game, and I got really into 2. Like, I had a really sick setup and some really cool weapon loadouts and shit, but those games are way underrated, man.
But leave it to Nintendo to come up with a shooter game that is very non-violent.
Yeah, no kidding.
Like, it's a blast. I loved it. I didn't play the first one, but the second one on the Switch I played a ton of.
Yeah. Yeah, they added so many cool new weapons. The hub area is always really, really cool to just look around and explore and see what kind of cool shit they have. The characters they have just populating the hub world, like whether it's who's the guy that sells you food? I think it's like Krusty
Beetle.
Ron or something. Yeah, Beetle. No, I think it's like Krusty Ron or something like that. And then there's the other like player characters that chill there in the hub area, and like whatever messages they've drawn on their like Wii U gamepad or on the Switch, it'll show up there.
Remember the Miiverse?
Yes.
R.I.P. There was always some crazy shit on the Miiverse, man.
Dude, I used the fuck out of Miiverse. That was so fun. Listeners, I wrote a blog about the Wii U on our website. Go check it out. I talked about Miiverse a little bit, and there was one time I was playing either Dragon Quest 7 or 8, and I was like, dude, where the fuck do I go? And I posted it in Miiverse, and I immediately got an answer, and it's cool to have people like there all the time to help you figure out where to go or help you out and give you hints and tips and shit.
Like
That's
the
so cool.
internet.
I mean, yeah, but it's not Miiverse.
My next one is none other.
P?
No, not P. PS5. That P. The PS5 comes with Astro's Playroom. And
Ooh.
I don't know if there's another game that showcases a console as good as that other than Wii Sports. So this was like the theme that was running in my head is like, what showcases a console so good that it's like, it's almost like mandatory playing to play before you actually get into anything. And Astro was like that because it was like, hey, this new controller that does a whole bunch of crazy shit. Well, this game is basically going to do everything that this controller can possibly do, but implement it into the gameplay in really cool and thoughtful ways. Like it takes use of like the adaptive triggers. So like if you hold down the triggers, sometimes they're harder to push down. Sometimes they have a click at the end. Sometimes they'll like vibrate and rumble. There's a whole bunch of things that the triggers will do. And then even just like the haptics on the controller itself, like walking across grass and dirt and metal, like has a different feel. And you could almost like close your eyes and like feel what surface you're on and know what it is without actually looking at the screen. It was wild. And like not a lot of other games on PS5 have taken full advantage of the controller like Astro did until, well, recently when I played Astrobot, like the full-length one, that took full advantage of it again. But Astro's Playroom came with the PS5. It was just like there. You could just like install it. And yeah, I honestly think like next to Wii Sports, it is the best implementation of a game to showcase what the new console can do.
That's what I've heard from a lot of people. I don't own a PS5, but
dude, you would love Astro. Like,
whoa!
Did I mention I live by a major highway?
I thought Andrew was just, I thought Aaron was just sounding the fucking alarms. Like, you're absolutely right. I will like Astro. I just want a PlayStation 5.
Remember that time we recorded that horror games episode with Red Fox, and all you hear is like police sirens and like
Mario Kart. Yeah, it was literally the beginning of Mario Kart. Like,
oh man, yeah.
Welcome to Philadelphia.
Philadelphia Kart.
Philadelphia Kart.
Yeah, dude.
It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia card.
A novel
On
console.
Delfino Island.
Delfino Island card. But yeah, that game does sound sick.
One of these days you'll get to play it. One of these days.
And maybe even Final Fantasy 16. And maybe
it's coming
even
to PC.
Bloodborne.
Well, actually, Bloodborne has been getting some cool updates in terms of like emulation on PC. They managed to get it running at 60 frames per second with like HD texture packs implemented, and it looks fucking wild. But you gotta go through a few steps to get that thing up and running, I think. But it's happening. It is definitely happening.
It do be happening.
These modders were like, Sony, you fucks, if you're not gonna do it, we will.
That would be awesome to see Bloodborne in 4K, like 120 FPS. Dude, just beef it up as fucking high as it can go.
Have you played Bloodborne?
Never.
What?
I've never owned a PS4.
My God almighty. Maybe you should emulate it.
My laptop. There's no way my laptop can
your
handle
laptop. Listeners, go to the website and click on the GoFundMe page where we're trying to collect funds for Aaron to have a PlayStation 5. We're also trying to get him a new camera.
Well, if I got if I got a better computer, like the webcam would be totally fine.
Will it? Depends on the hub you click it into.
Moving on. Should we take an ad break?
I think so.
It's about that time. We'll be right back. Let's take a minute to thank the real sponsors of SuperPod Saga, the real MVPs, the real stars of the show, the official superstars, I guess, the patrons. Each and every one of you is a superhero, and I really mean that. It means just the world to me. But yeah, thank you a lot. It's so cool, so awesome. Let's thank all of them. Let's go. A Novel Console, Jared Schrader, Jameson Empire, Adam Phineas, Trey, Adam Forrester, Jeff Miners, Jenny E, Kevin Demo, Thrack, Mr. Kwong, Matt aka Stormageddon. Every single one of you are just the best. I'm giving you a big, huge salute right now. You can't see it because I'm a dingus, but thank you guys. I hope you enjoyed the bonus content. If anybody out there listening to this wants to subscribe to the Patreon and get some cool bonus content, help out the show, help me, help Jerry, whoever, there's a link in the episode description, or just go to patreon.com/SuperPod Saga. It's all there. There's 2 tiers, $4 a month. All of you guys, thank you so much, and hope you enjoy the rest of the episode. If you're a fan of coffee and you're looking for something different, I think we've got just the thing for you. That's Bones Coffee. Bones Coffee is not your usual coffee company. Of course, it's all sugar-free, gluten-free, all that stuff, because it's just coffee, nothing added to it. But they roast each batch of coffee beans to your order, and they've got just a bazillion different flavors to choose from. They've got your usual French vanilla, salted caramel, they've got Irish cream, of course they've got decaf, single origin coffees like Kenya, Guatemala, stuff like that, even what they call high voltage, which is extra strength, extra caffeine. But they have all sorts of other awesome kind of out of the box flavors. They've got ones like cotton candy, maple bacon, and even mint chocolate chip ice cream. And they're always coming up with new crossover flavors, like they've done a bunch for Nightmare Before Christmas, Indiana Jones, even Spider-Man, of all things. And they're also coming up with new seasonal flavors all the time. If this sounds right up your alley, feel free to use the link in our episode description and use coupon code SuperPod Saga at checkout to get 20% off your order. That's SuperPod Saga at checkout to get 20% off your order. And if you're not just in the market for coffee, you can also get some sweet mugs. They've got lots of cool shirts. They've got all sorts of different brewing equipment like French presses, stuff like that. Just head on over to bonescoffee.com, or again, use the link in our episode description and get 20% off. Get yourself a new interesting flavor and spice up your morning routine with Bones Coffee. I really hope you enjoy. I'm a really big fan of it, and I hope you find one that really hooks you. Thank you so much for listening. Have a good one. Hey fellas, tired of
I'm sorry. I just thought of something really dumb that would probably make a really stupid ad that maybe you should jot down. Electric flip flops.
Let's fucking do it, dude. Hey fellas, are you tired of flip flops not flip flopping enough? Introducing electric flip flops. You plug them in, you charge them up. They're smart. They're smart flip flops. You gotta download the software updates and firmware updates, and once they're updated and ready to go.
Aaron, I'm always complaining about that. There's not enough flip in my flop, so I tend to crave the flop and the flip. So when this sponsor came around and was like, "Hey, you guys want these electric flip flops because we're going out of business," and we were like, "We'll do it." And god damn it, I go out on the beach and I'm flip flopping all over the place, and I can't stop, won't stop, and you can get in the water and you can sail across the sea on your flip flops because they just don't stop.
I'm looking at a pair right now on Amazon.com. There's a reviewer that says that whenever he wears them, it makes him forget about the pain in his ass. Looks like his name's Jarvis.
Jarvis? Is that real? Are you looking at electric flip flops on Amazon?
Yes.
What the fuck? How did they steal our idea?
The part where he added in the name Jarvis was a callback to good old Jarvis getting pegged, but now he's getting pegged with flip flops. He understood the assignment. He was sitting in the cuck chair watching with his flippy floppies, just fucking going at the speed of light. They don't even need to you don't need to recharge them. They're solar powered.
You know what?
Where are the solar panels at?
Everywhere. Everywhere. There's like little parts on like each side. So like on the left flip flop, there's solar panels on the left side to catch the sun, so that you don't run them into the other flip flop that's on your other foot. So they have solar panels on each side. They're gaudy as fuck, but hey, solar power. Also with the new software update, you don't even have to walk anymore. They've got like they'll shock your nerves and your muscles, and it'll make your legs move on their own as if you were walking, but you're not. It's the flip flops controlling you. Oh fuck! Now they're completely autonomous. They're taking over the world, and everybody's bodies are controlled.
You just open the door, and all you hear is. And that's not even the flip flops. That's just the sound of Jarvis getting fucking pegged.
Get fucking nailed.
But of course, Aaron, you know how it is. We always get the DLC.
And DLC.
We are the DLC masters. So the DLC for these, instead of the solar panels,
and the DLC this time stands for Dude Likes Cuckin'. Continue.
There's three 3mm jacks on each side of the thing, 6 in total per flip flop. And what you do is you hook those up to a hamster wheel on each that are on like their own electric flip flop. Get those hamsters rolling, and you don't even need solar. You just keep the hamsters fed and alive, and away you go.
And
there's a giant ass 12-volt car battery sitting in the roller skate behind them to store all the power.
Yeah, I was gonna say a wagon, but like just behind you.
Just one of those Fisher Price wagons.
And you know what? There's little syringes, like where your foot would go. There's little syringes, so it's constantly injecting into your bloodstream different like steroids and like electrolytes and vitamins and minerals, so you'll never die. As long as you're wearing these flip-flops, you're immortal, and you don't ever have to worry about walking ever again, because they're making you walk on their own. They're fucking it's the Terminator but flip-flops.
It is the future. And forget about
your clothes, your flip-flops, and your motorcycle.
And you'll never have to worry about fashion again. Like, you are covered with this. I mean, you could literally wear these on your hands and on your face. You could wear them as earmuffs even. And it would hurt because they'd just be flapping against your ears all day long, but you could probably fly. It's not tested, but you could probably fly with these. If you put a electric flip-flop on each one of your limbs and put them on your ears, put them on your shoulders, wear them as shoulder pads, you could probably fly. How
Oh
far?
my god!
I don't know, but you could probably do it.
Ooh. And there's face plates. There's interchangeable face plates that you can put on them. I mean, you can't really see them because they go on the bottom. But you can change. You can have like one SpongeBob and one Bluey if you want, or one Macho Man Randy Savage and one
Dr. Phil.
Dr. Phil. There we go. That's it. New licensing agreement. We're gonna make so much money off of this. Dr. Phil licensing.
Put your flip-flops on, son. Does your mother hit you?
Now, Jarvis, does she peg you all the time, or just once a month? I don't know, dude. Electric flip-flops, everybody.
Yeah, thanks, electric flip-flops. Flop away.
Spread my wings and flop away. We're clucking back. We're cucking back.
Clucking.
Fucking clucking and cucking, dude.
Fucking cucking clock. It's like a
Instead
fucking
of-
fast food chain where you just
instead of-
go in and get fucking deep fried chicken and cooked.
That's the Live, Laugh, Love SuperPod Saga. Fucking cluck.
Flip flop cuck.
Flip, flop, fuck. Whose turn was it, dude? I don't remember.
Did you go last?
I think so. I think I did Splatoon. Yeah, I think it was me last.
Yeah. You did Splatoon.
Let's go.
The PC Engine was huge in Japan. Whenever it came over here to the US as TurboGrafx, it didn't take off real well. So NEC tried to release the TurboDuo, which was the TurboGrafx with the CD add-on all built into one unit, and it was kind of their last-ditch effort. So as part of their last-ditch effort, they threw everything in the box. They're like, here's a bunch of games. Just play something in here for the love of God. So in the box for the TurboDuo, you got Ys Books 1 and 2, so it's 2 games right there.
Holy shit.
You got the 4-in-1 Super CD, which included Gate of Thunder,
Ooh.
Bonk's Adventure, Bonk's Revenge, and
Holy
Bomberman.
shit.
And then you got another turbo chip that had Dungeon Explorer on it.
Ooh.
So that's just like a ridiculous variety of games. And it was obvious what they were doing at the time. They're like, dear God, here's a crap ton of games. Buy it, please. But, like, there's some heavy hitters in that box.
Yeah, that's
yeah.
wild.
Gate of
Wow.
Thunder is a really fucking good shmup. That game is so awesome. And yeah, of
The
course.
soundtrack is insane.
You got Gate of Thunder, which is, again, a fantastic shooter. The 2 Bonk games, which, again, they're really good platformers. And better than the Keith Courage that was packed in with the original.
Keith Courage, yeah.
Keith Courage.
You get Bomberman if you want a good multiplayer game.
Oh, hell yeah.
But then for RPG fans, you got Ys Book 1 and 2 and Dungeon Explorer. Like, dear God, that's insane.
Yeah, Ys Book 1 and 2 also had like rockin' soundtracks.
Yep.
The bump combat was just quick and snappy and addictive, and I think it was Ys 2 which brought in the magic system, and that was really, really fun to mess around with.
Ys took a bit for me to get into at first, because at first I saw the combat and my go got sidelight all over again. But then whenever I first got into it, I'm here like, okay, wait, this is better. You know, the mechanics actually kind of work.
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
Jerry,
it's good shit.
have you ever played Ys 1 or 2?
I think I played a little bit of 1 like a long time ago, but it didn't stick with me that much. Probably because of the combat. But if you guys are saying that the combat eventually kind of, grows on you, then maybe I should give it another shot.
There's a re-release if you want to check it out that has more or less prettier graphics.
Was that the Oath of Felghana or something?
No, I think, let me pull it up in Steam real quick. I think it's just called Ys Origins, maybe?
No, Ys Origins is basically like Ys 0. Ys Chronicles.
Yeah, that's it. Chronicles.
I think it's on. You can get it on GOG.com for sure. I think you can also get it on Steam, maybe.
Yeah, I own it on Steam.
Yeah.
There you go.
Hell yeah. Get it on Steam. It's usually pretty cheap too.
Nice.
Oh god, that was me playing that music. I didn't know. I was looking for it on Steam. I thought someone else was playing the music.
Like, when you yelled out, "There you go," I was like, "What happened? What?"
I thought it was one of you guys playing the music. Okay. So anyway, I found it on Steam for $15. If y'all
Leathco's
didn't know
like
from the
fucking
music.
rocking out. He's like, "Fuck yeah, boys! Yeah, this is my jam. You guys like this one?" We're like, "Oh, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about."
But as he said, really good music.
Oh,
I think
yeah,
Leathco's
dude.
having a seizure. I don't know what's going on here.
Fantastic soundtrack. But yeah, it is available on Steam for $15.
I'm so glad
Nice.
you brought up the TurboDuo for this. Anybody else would have just glossed right over that series of systems, but man, yeah, the TurboDuo got a lot of good shit packed in. Everybody go play Giddy Thunder right now.
Like I said, it's a fantastic system. Like it's a shame that it went the way it did because, like I said, NEC was just throwing everything at the wall and couldn't get anything to stick over in the US. It's a shame.
It's a shame.
For my last one here, my last pick that I got Super Mario 3D Land.
Wait, is this your last pick?
It's my last pick. Doesn't have to be your last pick.
I've got one more. I only jotted down 3.
Yeah, this will be my third.
Is it?
It sure is. I picked Wii Sports and Astrobot.
Oh, okay. I must
remember that? Remember how I said those ones on this episode?
I do now, man.
Yeah. So yeah, I started to notice a trend with new Nintendo consoles, kind of after N64, and it was like whenever a new console came out, I was always so critical of Nintendo consoles, and I was like, I don't want that. I don't need that. So like with the GameCube, you know, I was overlooking Metroid Prime. I was overlooking Wind Waker. And then when the Wii came out, at first I was like, that seems kind of dumb. But then the more the hype like started to generate about the system, the more I got hyped for it too. But the 3DS was another one that I was like, I don't want that. I think that's a fucking gimmick. Do not want. I actually thought that it was the same way that they mismarketed the Wii U, that it was like some add-on. Like I thought it was just a new version of the DS with some 3D in it. I didn't realize that it was a completely different console, better graphics, like different things going on. And I remember my wife was babysitting these kids, and this one kid was playing Super Mario 3D Land, and I was like, what are you playing there? And he was like, Super Mario 3D Land. And I was like, man, is that any good?
You got there? And you yanked it out of his
Give me
hands.
that goddamn thing, kid.
Give me that Game Boy, bitch.
So I just started like messing with it. And I'm pretty sure like that weekend I went and got a 3DS because I was like, oh, I'm missing out on this. This is crazy. And I still the sequel to Super Mario 3D Land is Super Mario 3D World. And I still think that is like a top 3 Mario game. Like it's up there. And I think 3D Land was a really good way to introduce the actual stereoscopic 3D that the 3DS did. And like not a lot of like, do you guys play 3DS with 3D on?
Fuck.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Really? I
Not
barely
all the
ever
time,
do
but-
it. But with that game, I found it actually helped because there was a lot of like the type of platforming that they were getting you to do helped to know the depth. And
Oh yeah.
just the 3D was working overtime on that game, and it was really cool. So to go along with my theme, it's always for me, it's always about like what showcases the console the best.
Yeah. Yeah, I used to 3D a lot in Kirby Planet Robobot because there
It's
were
really
parts,
good in that too.
Yeah, because you would actually go into the background and
Yeah.
like if you didn't have the 3D on, it was kind of hard to see what the fuck was happening. So the 3D would basically just like expand it almost, but like without making it stretched out and big or whatever. But yeah, the Super Mario 3D Land, I haven't actually beaten that, but I've played a pretty decent amount, and yeah, it's solid
dude,
as shit, man.
go beat that game. And
I'm gonna
get all the levels 100%ed so you can unlock like the secret shit. Because it gets fucking difficult, dude. Like fucking for real. And that shit gets real hard real quick.
Yeah, they're really smart with how they designed the levels in tandem with the 3D effect, though. I can't think of any other 3DS game that did that well with the 3D effect.
Yeah, it's really well done. And like that's the thing, like the 3D component of the 3DS I thought was actually pretty gimmicky for the most part.
Yeah.
But there were a select few games that like when you turn it on, it didn't melt your fucking retinas off. So like that was one of them. Kirby Planet Robobot, like Aaron said, another really good example of 3D done well. The NES remakes that had the 3D were also really like you could crank the 3D all the way up on those, and you weren't like your eyes weren't going cross-eyed. Like you could just turn it up all the way, and it just looked fucking fantastic. I don't know what black magic they used to get those things to work so good with the 3D, but they work really, really well.
Some of my favorites that did that were the I'm pretty sure it was M3 that did these 3D Sega Genesis remakes on 3DS. Like they had Outrun, which looked awesome in 3D.
That looked cool too.
And Sonic the Hedgehog and Sonic the Hedgehog 2. Those were fucking awesome in 3D.
Yeah, there was a few that did the 3D well, and there was a few that did it absolutely fucking real bad. Like Kid Icarus Uprising or whatever the fuck that game was. Jesus Christ.
If you have the fucking special stand, holy shit.
Oh my god, dude. The 3D was real bad in that. Like you like there was a couple games that like I would want the 3D. Like I would be like, oh, I really want to get 3D going in Pushmo here. And then I'd like turn it up and I'd be like, that's too much. I can't. I need to like unfocus my eyes like I'm looking at one of those like magic fucking pictures that you got to like see the 3D in. And then like you slide it down to the middle and it'll be like it's still kind of weird looking. And then you slide it all the way down until it clicked like off, like just above that off click, so that you get like just a little bit of 3D. And then as you're playing it, and then it's kind of like blurry. Then you just go, why the fuck am I doing this? And then you just turn it off.
See, I like the 3D effect that they did in the N64 ports, like Star Fox 64 and Ocarina of Time. I liked them, but like they didn't push it as hard in game as Mario 3D Land could. That was actually designed for it.
Yeah, like Mario 3D Land is literally the one game that comes to mind that I'm like, oh, that game is like perfect for the 3D because it's done really well and thoughtfully.
Damn,
I'm saying? Gnome saying? Yeah. So speaking of gnomes, my last one is Titanfall. Titanfall, everybody. So another roommate story. So one of my old roommates and a very good buddy of mine, Jared, he's been on the show a million times. He goes by Distorted Rules. He does not exist on the internet really, but yeah, he got the he exists in real life only.
Exactly, yeah, dude. So he got the Titanfall Xbox One bundle, and I saw him. This was before I had an Xbox One myself. I saw him playing that, and I was like, dude, that's fucking sick, because you had all the wall running, and you had all the cool, of course, the mech suits, the cool like abilities and weapons that you could use in game, and the cool grappling hook shit. So I eventually went and bought the bundle myself. And dude, yeah, we must have me, Jared, our old roommate Matt, and like a couple other of us must have put so many fucking hours into that game. We played that shit nonstop, and it was it had the cool kind of card. Yeah, it had a card system. They're called like burn cards, and they give you different perks. I think it was like extra money after the battle or something stupid. I forget. Yeah, have either of you dudes ever played the first Titanfall before?
I played it a little bit. It was one of those games I got at the very end whenever they were like selling it for like $5 or so. It was fun. Like me and the buddy really enjoyed the multiplayer.
It was awesome, man. Like I made like I would always make a cool build and give it like a really stupid name. Like I had a stealthy class named Lawnmower Dog. I had a class just for like really heavy machine guns, and I called it like Babies for Dinner or something stupid. And yeah, my roommates would just we would 5-man it in what the fuck was the deathmatch mode called? It was Attrition, I think. And we would just steamroll enemies. It was awesome. It was a time, dude. You had to be there. It was a time.
I want to say I have it in my Steam library, but I'm scared to open Steam right now after our experience with these.
The first Titanfall, I'm sure the online's got to be dead by now. I would assume it came out in like 2013.
Yeah, I think that. Well,
I know Titanfall 2 is still going.
oh
yeah. Maybe that's what I think. Yeah, I think they shut down Titanfall 1, but I think Titanfall 2 might be still going.
Yeah.
I think. I'm not 100%
Yeah.
sure. Don't quote me on that.
I won't.
I said don't quote me on that.
Don't worry, I won't. Leathco, how many more do you have, dude?
Technically 4, but I can cut it down to 1.
Let's do it. I've got one last one that I just kind of that popped into my brain like a tumor. It popped into me.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, tumors are
Or
cool,
Jarvis and his tumors.
dude. His polyps.
So, speaking of polyps, my I guess final pick I'll be making, I'll go with Tetris for the Game Boy.
God damn
Can't
it.
go wrong with that.
Just because like that's up there with Wii Sports for the Wii, in my opinion, as something that's just locked in with the console it came out on. Everyone had Tetris whenever the Game Boy came out. Like, what else are you gonna play that launched on the Game Boy at the same time? You had Alleyway. No one's gonna play Alleyway. The closest competitor you had was Mario Land, and it played like the worst Mario Brothers. I'm not saying it was a bad game, but if you're gonna compare that game to Tetris, there's no comparison.
Yeah, I remember a lot of. I'm pretty sure a lot of old. There's another old person game where they bought a Game Boy just. For
I'm an
Tetris.
old person.
Well, I mean, not you. I meant like old back then, like maybe 60-year-olds back then who bought a Game Boy just for Tetris. Because I mean, yeah, it's a nice, relaxing game. Stack some blocks, watch them disappear. Maybe go back to the bedroom for a pegging or two. I don't know, man. Yeah,
That's how she learned to make that 4-line combo.
Yeah. Yeah, Tetris is a damn good one, man. Infinitely replayable. Just it's probably the only game I would want to have on a car ride, man. Like,
I'm gonna tell you something right now.
Yeah.
There's a fucking bingo game on Game Boy. I can't remember what it's called. I think it might just literally be called Bingo with an exclamation mark. And my mom bought it for her because she was like, "Oh, bingo!" And I was like, "Yeah, go ahead, man. Get bingo, I guess, for the Game Boy that I own." And she got it, and she was like, "It's okay." I remember that game having such good fucking music that I used to pause the game and just hold the Game Boy up to my ear and be like, "Yeah, fuck yeah, fucking bingo,
Fuck yeah!"
And I need to find this fucking game soundtrack or something because, like, good God Almighty,
dude,
it was so good.
If you want another great Game Boy, well, I guess Game Boy Color soundtrack, I think it was like it was some Felix the Cat game.
Oh yeah, that was good shit too.
So my last game that kind of popped into my mind, not kind of like how Solitaire wasn't like packed in. Well, I guess it was just came with it. StreetPass Mii Plaza on the 3DS, dude. This shit is so cool. First off, StreetPass is just the coolest fucking idea for a handheld. Because, like, the 3DS, I mean, maybe later models got maybe too big for your pocket, but the original 3DS were just perfectly sized for your pocket. You just turn it on, put it in sleep mode by closing it, put it in your pocket, walk by somebody, and if they have Street Pass turned on, you would get a little green light, and it'd be like, "Oh, I have a new friend," and you meet them in the StreetPass Mii Plaza, and you could play cool games with them. Like there's like a little kart building and racing one. One of my favorite games in there, I think it was just called Rescue Me, and it was like, I think it was your me would be trapped in a cage, and all the different.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, just like Jarvis. And then,
look, it's Jarvis up in a fucking cage with fishnets on.
Dude, he's hot.
Dancing to fucking Blue.
Blue? Oh, the Dabba Dee Dabba Die song? Fuck yeah, dude, he's awesome.
And he was probably like already like 68 by the time that came out.
He owns a local organic coffee shop. So
Shout out to Bones Coffee.
20% off his coupon code SuperPod Saga. Yeah, so you're being a cage dancing to Eiffel 55 or whatever, and
Is it 55?
I don't know what the fuck the number is.
5-finger Eiffel 65.
Dude. Oh, they need to do it. That'd be a cool collab.
No, it wouldn't.
Anyway, speaking of cool, yeah. So StreetPass. I don't know. Rescue Me, I think is what it's called. Yeah. So all the Mii's that you've met via StreetPass, they would line up, and you'd basically go in like these little turn-based battles against enemies, and I think you would go up each floor, fight enemies in like turn-based battles, and eventually get to like the last boss and free your Mii from the cage. And then it just starts all over. So whatever.
Yeah, that was ridiculously fun. I remember like getting excited whenever I got a few street passes. That way I could get a bit further in the RPG on there.
What are you laughing about?
For some reason, when you said Rescue Me, all I could think of was that fucking Dennis Leary show. And then I'm like, all I'm picturing is like some shittily made me to look like Dennis Leary up in a cage. Just smoking cigarettes, being like, hey, come on, let me the fuck out of here. Anyways, check the chat for that fucking banger ass bingo song real quick.
Dennis Leary looks like his face is made out of really old clay.
And it was put in a microwave and melted for like 30 seconds just to reheat. Dennis Leary presents Panel Action Bingo. I need to watch your reaction to this fucking bingo game soundtrack, because it is some wild shit. And Aaron, for fuck's sakes, you got to put this in the show notes or something, because like it has no right to go this fucking hard. It really doesn't have any right.
That reminds me of like a boss battle theme or some shit, man. That's good. That's awesome. Much like Jarvis himself when he's in the dungeon. I don't know. I'm out of Jarvis jokes, dude.
You leave poor Jarvis alone. He's been fucked enough already this episode.
Let's let his butthole rest.
Just lower him down in the ground, dude. Let him be.
Down like he's on like a play stage. Like he's on those like the wires and shit.
I was more so talking about like a casket. Just let him rest. We can't even qualify that he was alive for the last 3 peggings.
Damn, dude.
Oh God, she's taking him to like the place you go to get your deer stuffed and everything.
Taxidermist?
Do me a favor. Yeah, that's the word.
She literally took the soul from his body.
I need you to do me a favor.
Stuff my poor Jarvis. Most I can keep stuff done 8 million times.
He's still warm if you put him in the toaster oven for a little bit.
The toaster oven.
Just folding this old man into a fucking toaster oven. He'll be ready in 5 minutes. That's just enough time for me to whip up these potatoes. Come on, grandkids, come get your potatoes. I gotta go fuck Jarvis.
The leftovers go in Jarvis for extra texture.
This is definitely the most fucked up running bit that we've ever done.
This is a good episode. Anybody got any other games before we end this motherfucker?
Peggle Knights.
Oh, okay.
Wait, wasn't Peggle a pack-in?
No. Wait, maybe.
I thought it was.
I thought Jarvis was the one getting packed in.
Damn.
Best pack-ins of all time, Jarvis. Take it, Jarvis.
The final 3 I had, I'll just rattle them off real quick.
Yeah.
Mario All-Stars Plus World for Super Nintendo.
Yo, that's a fucking banger, dude.
God damn.
The Sega Classics Arcade, Selfies, and Sherlock Holmes triple pack-in for Sega CD. And, of course, Mario Brothers Duck Hunt for NES.
Oh, yeah. Of course. That's like the OG.
Oh, and one other
pack-in.
is the Valve Aperture Science for the Steam Deck.
I don't know what that is. I had a Steam Deck. I don't know what the fuck that is.
That was a free game that came out alongside the Steam Deck. Aperture Desk Job, I'm sorry, that's the name of it. But it's more or less a tutorial to show you all the features on the Steam Deck that you wouldn't find on a typical console. Kind of like the gyro controls and the fact that you can like hold your thumb over a thumbstick to activate gyro and then move it off the thumbstick to turn it off.
I did not know that there was a pack-in title with the Steam Deck. That's really, really rad.
Yep, it released alongside it. It's free. It's not actually pre-installed on it. You do have to download it, but they released it in tandem with it specifically for the Steam Deck. So I'm kind of counting it as a back-end.
Pack it up, pack it in.
With Jarvis in the background screaming, "No, no, no,
no, please, God!" This poor sputtering butthole. Sputtering like. I don't know, man. This is it.
That'll do. Yeah, I'm thinking that'll do.
Yeah, Jarvis himself is like, please. No. This is it, listeners. This is the end of the episode. We're calling it here.
Please let me die.
I haven't managed to hold my own crap in since 1942.
I can't bear to have another anal fissure.
Fissure. Holy shit. Oh shit. Let's go. One more time for the listeners. Where can they find you?
Speaking of anal fissures, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, no.
Speaking of shit, Leathco.
Holy shit. Yeah, where can the listeners find you and your show and all that great stuff?
Just search for Afterglow Retro Gaming Memories on Spotify or on Apple Podcasts or on Amazon Music or any other podcast app of your choice.
Nice. Yeah, this has been awesome, man. Thank you for coming on. It's been great having you on here to talk about Pagan with us. I swear we don't usually talk about Pagan, but it was great.
Not this much, anyways.
Yeah,
no, I usually have that effect on people. It's fine.
Oh, man. All right, well, listeners, yep, this is it. That's the show. Thank you so much for listening up until this point. If you haven't turned off the episode by now due to the excessive pegging talk, I love you. Please.
You did this.
Yeah, you did this to us. Anyway, everybody say bye.
Chow mein.
Let's go say bye.
Aloha.
Hello, listeners. Welcome to another episode of SuperPod Saga.